Welcome to Not Just a Transaction, the podcast series hosted by experienced real estate authorities Nick Prefontaine and Zachary Beach. Each week, the hosts bring you expert guests to help you navigate the many creative options available for buying or selling a home, while cutting out the costly hurdles of a conventional real estate deal. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Not Just a Transaction, the Home Buyers and Sellers podcast. Today, we want to be dealing with answering the question, I received a piece of mail from you. Who the heck are you guys, and what do you do? Why am I getting this piece of mail?
Yeah. Who is your daddy and what does he do? Those of you who don't know what I'm referencing, it's Kindergarten Cop. So go watch it. Those of you that received a piece of mail from us, and again, because Nick didn't introduce me because he's been so rude lately, I'm Zachary Beach, and I typically deal with the buyer. I deal with the sellers. Don't deal with the buyers. Work directly with the sellers. And now we actually have an amazing team that works with most of our sellers now as well. And we have sent out many pieces of mail to people in different forms. One could be like a piece of paper that looks like it would be considered a yellow letter. All it is like a handwritten note on a yellow piece of paper. You may receive a postcard or like a formal letter that was typed out. There's different ways that we reach out to you. But the reason why we're reaching out to you is because we're buying property in your area. Now, who we are lease purchase and owner financing specialists. We buy property directly from you, the seller, in a couple different ways, different than the traditional methods. So that's who we are. And we purchase properties from sellers in all different walks of life. They could be in a debt-free house, or you could need debt relief. 100% depends on your current situations on how we would buy, but we buy them in all different walks of life. So let's get to this mail piece, because I'm sure many of you have received pieces of mail from many different companies or individuals. So if you're receiving a piece of mail from us, it's usually for one of two reasons. And the third reason is because you're freaking awesome. But the first reason is that your property fits our criteria or is in a very specific area that we are interested in purchasing. And then the second one is because we have our own rent-to-own buyers that need time in order to qualify for loans in and around your area, and they're looking for a property to purchase. So that's why we're reaching out to you in that capacity. So Nick, maybe I could toss it over to you and you could talk about maybe our buyers and why we'd be targeting specific properties and areas.
Yeah, a couple of exciting updates that I wanted to mention about this. So our buyers list has grown, has been built over, I would say the past 7 years or so. Has steadily increased. And now I believe, Zach, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we're up over 4,000 or 5,000. And that was actually prior to just going through this. We haven't mentioned it yet, so I think now's the perfect time. We're going through right now a rebranding to original real estate. So in going through that rebranding to original real estate, we're also acquiring another company and another company's buyers list. So that's more and more buyers. These are all good people. They just can't, they make good incomes. They have down payments. They just can't, for whatever reason, qualify for a loan today. The most important thing about that rebranding, though, for everyone listening to realize or to know, is that nothing is changing. You're still dealing with a family company that buys and sells properties, and that's what we're looking to do. Now, these buyers specifically have been people that have had life events, death, divorce, job relocation, and they just, for whatever reason, or self-employed is another one, can't get a loan today. Again, as I mentioned, doesn't mean that they're bad people. a lot of these people have great down payments and make great incomes. They're not bankable. They can't walk into a bank and get a loan today. So we have access to all those buyers on our list that are waiting for a property just like yours. And that's why we're targeting you.
Yeah, so I want to hit this because I think it's really important, because I'm sitting there pretending I'm a seller and I'm saying, well, that's great. You guys got a big buyers list, but what does that actually mean for me? And what that means is that we have buyers that are looking to eventually qualify and purchase and live in your property, to help make whatever transition you're currently going through. And the bigger the pool of buyers that we have available and that have been vetted, the more quickly you're going to be able to, we're going to be able to quickly purchase this property and transition you out of the current situation that you're in, good, bad, or indifferent. So just for that understanding, is that the bigger the buyer pool, the faster and the more help that we can give to you as being a seller. So realize that when you receive a piece of mail from us, whether it is the time that you want to sell or it's not, that's 100% okay with us. We're just looking for those that are interested in selling. We're not reaching out to you to make you sell in any way. There's no additional behind the curtain type of scam that's happening. We are just interested in purchasing a property of your criteria, of your current property's criteria in a very specific area. And that's where we're reaching out. And if you're open to it, let's make it happen. If you're not, that's okay too. Just continue to listen to this podcast, because they're never kicking us off.
A couple of things that come to mind. If you get the piece of mail and you're almost outraged by the fact that we would mail you, we had the audacity to mail you, but there's still something in the back of your mind that says, oh, well, I was kind of thinking about making a move in the next 2, 3, or even 4 years. We still want to talk to you. We still want to develop a relationship and see how we can help you out, how we can make that transition smooth for you. So it might be, well, it will best serve you to reach out and just start a conversation, even if you're not looking to do something right away.
Yeah, great point. And just to kind of bring this to fruition, just pick up the phone, give us a call. Please don't use any swear words at the very beginning of the phone call. We're just here to help. So we look forward to speaking with you real soon. So those of you that are interested in doing something moving forward with us, make sure you go ahead and pick up the phone and give us a shout. And also feel free to go ahead and take a look at the brand new website, originalre.com. Make sure you submit your information. That way we can have an additional conversation with you, because we're certainly here to help. So whatever device or app you are listening to this podcast on, make sure you click on it, as Spotify, iTunes, and give us a 5-star review if you don't mind. And that way we will be able to spend more time, and that way they never kick us off this podcast ever. Spend more time helping out buyers and sellers, and also certainly give us any feedback that you possibly have. That way we can talk about topics that you're interested in as well. Everybody have a fantastic week, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Not Just a Transaction. If you want to learn more on selling a home, buying a home, or resources to learn more, head on over to our website at originalre.com.